Hey there guys, Kyle with NewMexicoVapor.com, NMVapor.com. This is KH Vape on the forums. Just going to do a little video on the stuff that I've acquired over time with e-cigs since I've quit since April 4th. I quit smoking. But I'm going to give a little rundown. First thing I'm going to start with is just the Ego C that I picked up. Right now I just have a Bogue standard cardo on it. But this was my Ego C I first started off with. Enjoyed it. For about 2 months I used this, and I still have at least one of them. I've probably repaired myself quite a bit of them, about 3, and I've repaired them about 4 or 5 times. Just the simple, like just tapping it, shoves the battery up, disables the button or any of the wiring that's in the board. But so far it's lasted me forever. It's a nice backup. Really good, nice amount of vapor. Cinnamon right now. It's a atomic fireball that I have in here. It's pretty good stuff. But anyway, so I was going to show the other thing I picked up. I decided to get into the variable voltage mods, and I was pretty happy with the VariTube X that I picked up. It's obviously a lava tube, but just rebranded. It's suited me pretty well. I first started off with just slapping on some big DCT tanks on it, but I picked up a adapter, a 510 to a Ego cone adapter, which is this bad boy right here. Fits on there nicely. You have to make sure that it's tight on the it has to be tight on here, because when you put these on, if you tighten this down too much, then the adapter gets stuck in there, and the only way to get it off, I've tried it with my fingers, it doesn't help. The only way to get it off is with like a pair of pliers. Obviously not squeezing it too hard to mess up the threading, but enough to just kind of move it out of place to where then you can use your fingers to get it. But right now I am using, of course, the CE4 clearizers with the long wicks. This one I picked up at Route 66 Vapor. I usually don't pay a lot of money for my clearizers. I did in there, just wanted a blue one, didn't want to wait for shipping from other places that I order from. But nice staff. They have some awesome flavors in there. What I picked up at Route 66 was, and I have in this bag, 3 30 milliliter bottles and 1 10 milliliter bottle. The first one that I picked up was, what it says is cinnamon. It's right here. But it's actually their version of atomic fireball or firecracker. I'm not sure what they call it. Really good stuff. And then this one, which they don't have a label maker for yet because it's one of their newer fruit flavors. To me, it doesn't taste like fruit, and this is the lychee. It doesn't taste like fruit to me. It tastes like milk. I was told it's supposed to be fruit, but it tastes like lychee, milk. The other one I picked up was just as a sample. I used to order a lot from iVape.net, their bourbon and cola that they run as a limited edition special, which is, you can only get their 10 milliliter bottle. Went out on a wing and had them make me my own bourbon and cola with their RC cola flavor mixed with their bourbon flavor, and it came out pretty damn close to iVape.net's. So it was good for me, because now I know where I can go get a big bottle of it with, you know, having to wait for shipping. I still enjoy iVape.net's, but it's just nice to have convenience at that store. The other one that I picked up was Energy Cow. A lot of people vape this stuff. It's Red Bull. It, to me, does not taste like Red Bull at all. It tastes like a very strong pomegranate with, it's got something else with it, but it's good. It's just, it's not Red Bull. Like, people claim that they think it tastes like it. Maybe my taste buds are just messed up. But that's what I got from Route 66 the other day. But anyway, back to the VariTube X. I've been using it with a CE4 clearizer, using the adapter, and I love the hell out of it. There's no leaking. I still use, of course, my Bogues These Bogue cartomizers are nice to use when I want to try a new flavor that I've just made, and I'll get into the DIY stuff here in a minute, but it's the only reason why I use those anymore. Now it's these. They don't leak. I can take this thing apart, disassemble it, put it in my pocket. I don't have to worry about the juice getting all over anything. The long wicks are even better now. Obviously, no more rolling it to get the flavor into the wick. But I'll just kind of show you. This right now is set on 4.5, and this is a standard CE4 clearomizer. So as you can see, quite a bit of vapor comes out of this thing. Pretty powerful unit. It looks kind of cool. Just kind of give a close-up here of this. It looks pretty cool, especially with the CE4 clearomizer on it. So that was what I picked up at Route 66. Now, I myself have been kind of diving into the DIY, and I made 2 batches, about 3 milliliter, just test batches. They were pretty gross. I think I just got a bad selection of juice, my own choice of juice, or flavoring, if you will, and it didn't come out that great. But I have made a couple other batches. My first batch that I believe I did really well with was just root beer, and that's what I have currently right now in this short wick CE4 clearomizer. It's got the flat mouthpiece on it, which is kind of different, but these were on clearance on a website that I bought them from. But this stuff's really good, and I'll show you how much I used on it. But I mean, the homemade stuff, it's great. I can make my own flavors. This root beer stuff, the guys that I work with, they're fighting over it. They wanted to keep it, and I told them no, not yet. But I did make some more, so they're gonna have their round with it. So over the course of the last, I'd say about 3 or 4 days now that I've had my own PG VG juice plus the flavor extracts, I have made a total of this much juice. Rebottled it. I had my girlfriend put labels on it. I have terrible handwriting. I'm gonna probably get a label printer, maybe just some stickers that my printer can print out. But I did make a of course the root beer one. I made another batch of that because the guys at work liked it, so I'm gonna bring that in for them. But I did mix, and I thought was really good, was first I did a cherry cola mix, and I couldn't taste the cherry. You could smell it. It was very potent. I even went about 15% on the flavor, and you could not taste anything. So I decided to add a sweetener flavor, which I'll point out to you. It's a sweetener PG. It's sugarlose, something like that. I'll have to read it again. But I made a 45-55 mix of watermelon and cherry cola, and this stuff is amazing. I enjoy the heck out of it. And you can see, obviously, my girlfriend decided to kind of make the label. But this stuff was good. The other thing I did make was a Big Red and strawberry. The Big Red tasted pretty good by itself, but I added some sweet strawberry to it, and it came out even better. I honestly think that just the normal soda flavors that I've purchased, the flavors from highdesertecigs.com, the flavors are good, but you have to mix something sweet with them to actually bring the flavor out. The Coke flavor that I got a 10 milliliter bottle of flavor for, the Coke just does not taste like Coke, and maybe it's just the brand that I got. It wasn't that good, so I had to mix something with it. And this Big Red and strawberry was a good one. I'll have to make a big batch of this one next time I have the opportunity to. So on to the DIY stuff. First, I'm going to show you what all I picked up from highdesertecigs.com. really, really good deal. Till the end of this month, which isn't many or not a lot of days left, but they currently have a special for anybody in New Mexico. It's 10% off if you use the coupon code 505. Excuse me, got the hiccups. But the first thing I picked up was just the USP Kosher VG, and it's a 120 milliliter bottle. It was weird. This is my first time obviously mixing, first time handling VG. This stuff is thick like syrup. It's not sticky, thankfully, but it is very, very thick. So it's kind of hard to get it into the syringe when you're measuring. Graduated cylinder might be a better choice if you're doing big batches, but when I was first starting off, I was doing 3 milliliter batches, 5 milliliter batches, and even my 10 milliliter batches. I still use a 20 milliliter syringe. But that was the VG, and that was $4. It was $3.99. The other one I got, which is the PG with a 60 milligram nicotine base. This one was $13.99, I believe. I'll have to look it up. But this was this is the High Desert e-cigs 60 milligram nic base PG. And it does have an expiration date on it, so just remember, if you buy this stuff in large quantities, you want to use it up. This one doesn't expire for about a year from now. It's April 18th of 2013. So I've got some time left on this. I'm sure I will use it. I also got quite a bit of flavors because I wanted to test out and see what all I needed to do and the good flavors of it. So the free flavor I got with their special that they were running, I believe it's still going on this month, but if you order a PG and a VG 120 milliliter, you also can get from them a free 10 milliliter flavor, which I got orange. Let's see if I can get that back up there. I got orange. Probably the worst decision I made. It tastes like orange peel, like literally it was extracted from the orange peel and not the orange. So this stuff's not that good. I'm going to have to find a way to maybe dilute it with the sweetener that I got, or do something with it, maybe mix it with a tea flavor or something like that. The other one I got was their cola. I'll show you right there. This is the cola. It's a 10 milliliter bottle. This cola is not that good. I need to, once again, probably need to find a way to sweeten this. It tastes like a bland cola. Maybe find an RC cola flavor, or just find a way to mix it with something. So I got a bunch of other 3 milliliter bottles of flavor, and I got a bunch here. I'm trying to put them all in one hand so I can show you guys. It's about all of these right here. It almost fell, sorry. So those were the flavors and the PG and the VG that I got. I've also saved, and I'm reusing my 10 milliliter bottles from stores I've bought flavors from. I've cleaned the hell out of these things. I literally have soaked them in a soap bath for, I think this one was about 3 days total. Each day I recycle the water out of it, put fresh new hot water in it with a lot of soap. After the 3 days of soaking in the soap, I stir them, of course, just to get the stuff out of them. I'll squeeze them to get any additional residue out of it. I will put them upside down and on a paper towel, and I'll let them sit for about a day to make sure everything gets out of it. They're dry. All the taste and the flavor from the previous scents, they're gone. It was a 3 day soak. I don't know exactly if there's a better way to clean these. Maybe there is, probably is, but it worked for me. No flavor residue was left over. I did the same thing with the caps and the, as you can see, the small bottle tips. I did the same exact thing with those. So pretty simple. I haven't bought any bottles yet, which I'll probably do next round after I've used these up. I probably won't reuse them more than once. But on to what I did pick up. John from High Desert e-cig was out of the 10 milliliter syringes. So instead of having me to reorder, instead he just included the 20 milliliter syringes, which was cool. fine by me. I didn't have to pay for the 20 milliliter ones. So it was nice of him to do that. But I do have one to show you here, and this is the one that I use for PG. I've actually labeled it with a marker just so I'm not mixing them together. I'm getting the right consistency. And the fact that the VG is so thick, I'd rather keep that in just one of the syringes, which the other syringe is this one right here. It's the same size. It's what I use for VG. I also picked up a couple of glass dropper bottles. So let's do this. This has distilled water in it. I use distilled water in all of my mixes. I'm not going to use tap water, ruin the flavor, get some additional stuff in there. So distilled water, I just keep it in here. I have a whole gallon of it, but the other syringe that I use, sometimes I use this to fill my clearomizer so I don't get additional juice on the top or get it inside into the atomizer. But I use just this one looks like it's just it looks like it's just a 10 milliliter syringe with a 14 gauge needle on the top of it. It's flat, so I can't poke anything or stab myself. So that's pretty much the DIY juice making stuff that I got. The other thing I was going to show, I did have an article on this as well on NMVapor.com, was my organizer. I picked this box up at Michael's with a little bit of help from my girlfriend with labeling. She has better handwriting than me once again. I was able to organize my box of everything for the last 3 or 4 months that I picked up for my e-cig. It's nice to know because I have them in specific locations. But this is just a bead or jewelry box, plastic jewelry box, and I've got one that's 2 layered, so it separates juice and it separates accessories. So with the accessories that I have, they're all fairly organized in here. Some of them I have flavors still from the pre-tank carts from the Ego-C tank, plastic tanks, these things right here. So some of them still, I saw a flavor in them, and I didn't smoke them all, so I put them in here, and I've separated them in their own area with their own label, plus I've put tissue, or not tissue, paper towel down, so if they leak onto the paper towel and they don't drool all over inside the box. But I've also got all my other clearomizers that are in here, the Ego-C cones, which I still use these cones and the plastic tanks for when I'm testing the new juices I've made. That way I'm not having to clean a cartomizer. And that's the top layer of it, but it seals nicely. Not all the small stuff does not get thrown around all over the place. And then the other section that I have here are all the juices that I probably am not going to use anymore. These are all juices that I've picked up from when I first started. I thought they were good flavors. I've tried more of the better flavors that you pay a little bit more for, and these taste so much better. These are just maybe one of those days when I'm broke and I need some juice, I'll probably dive into this thing. But yeah, so that's the box that I've got set up for organization. The other thing I was going to mention, you guys probably saw this too, was the boxes that I'm using for my DIY stuff. I'm using to keep my plastic empty bottles in, to keep them clean, keep them out of debris, dust, and stuff like that. I used to smoke a lot of cigars. I'll still enjoy a cigar maybe once a month. That's probably about it. But anyway, I have a lot of cigar boxes, and these things are awesome for storing this stuff in. So this one's a Romeo y Julieta box, and I've got my syringes in it with paper towel, of course, so it doesn't get anything inside the box. The other one I have is a Gran Habano box. It's got a nice little closing lever, and then all my flavors and PG and VG are in this, nice and sealed. It doesn't look different. They're nice, they look pretty too. They've got nice gold labels, but I put them up on my shelf, and it doesn't look like a bunch of chemicals and e-cig supplies. The other one I have that I use is this one right here. It's a I don't even want to try and pronounce it, but anyway, it's got a nice little lever, sealed box. you can pick up cigar boxes on eBay for 45 cents to $1. So, just an example, if you wanted something cheap and you want an organizer or just something to hide some of your DIY stuff, I highly recommend a cigar box. It's a great way to hide that stuff. The other thing I was going to show was, I have it charging right now. I also picked up and it's got the charger attached to it, but just a little pocket 300 mAh battery. As you can see, it's got a 510 on it. But this is cool. It's tiny. I mean, in the size comparison to this, huge difference. So this thing, it's not very fun to carry around all the time. I usually do though anyway, but I've found an excuse to buy this. This is obviously a pull, so there's no button on it. It's all manual pull with it. So I'm going to see if I had something right now that I could use. I think this might work. I just pulled it off the charger, so it's probably... I mean, for a little tiny guy like this, I mean, it's got a DCT on it right now, 1.5 DCT. It pulls pretty decently. I mean, it's not a push button, so you have to pull on it pretty good. But it's a decent amount. It's not the greatest, but it's cool. I use this as, like I said, another backup in case my battery dies, or if I'm gonna go to the bar and I don't want to carry something big around. So that's that. The other organizer I was going to show off, which is right now unorganized because I have a bunch of stuff in it from just showing it off, is the pouch that I had picked up. Now, I stopped by the mall and I refused to buy anything e-cig related from this company. They're just ripping people off left and right. I mean, Ego T kits for almost $200. It's absolutely ridiculous. People are blind. They're not doing their research online. Sometimes I feel bad for them. Sometimes I don't. At some point, it's also the consumer's fault if they're getting ripped off. But the fact that these people are actually expecting people to pay this amount of money. I did buy something from them, and it was this case because it's absolutely just ginormous. It's not your Ego case. It's not an Ego case at all. It's got a lot more storage in it. It holds literally everything. It holds both my batteries for my Varitube X, plus my Ego C, my mini pocket SD. I've got right now a total of 4 of the CE4 clearimizers full of liquid. I've got 2 DCT tanks, 3 Bogues, plus I've got the DCT clearimizer and a cone head. Plus I also have 2 empty CE4, these are brand new CE4 short wicks, just sitting in here still wrapped up. It fits everything in here. Obviously it doesn't fit with all this stuff in there. It doesn't fit my Varitube X. It carries the batteries. I could fit this in here if I took some stuff out, but this is nice. Nice that it's fairly small and it's fairly flat. It's not as big and thick, like that thick, as the Ego pouches, which those pouches are nice. They work for some people. Doesn't work for me. There's not enough room. This concludes pretty much just kind of what I wanted to cover, just some small information. This is the first video for NMVapor.com. We're still slowly growing. We just released a new theme. I've got a new logo for the website. And I did want to kind of give a couple shout outs to a couple companies. You already heard me mention highdesertecigs.com. John, he's got a discount for New Mexico vapors right now just through this month. Coupon code 505 on your checkout. Minimum purchase $25. The other shout I wanted to make was to Route 66 Vapor. Without Route 66 Vapor, there probably wouldn't be as many people in the New Mexico community who are switching to e-cigs or know as much with e-cigs. They have an amazing selection of juice. Their juice bar is huge. Really nice guys. They had quite a bit of accessories. They do have just your standard Ego T sets, your Ego C sets, clear misers, adapters. I mean, they have pretty much everything that you're going to need. Nothing high resistance. All they have is standard low resistance accessories, but you really don't need any high resistance unless you're using something that is obviously high resistance. The other mention I wanted to put out there was /r/e-cigs or /r/electronic_cigarette, which is the Reddit subforum for electronic cigarettes. This forum was where I first went to when I first decided to get into vaping, and there's a lot of nice guys on there. Really nice supportive community. A lot of people giving tips, a lot of information on how-tos, places to buy juice online, discount vaping, like if you need some accessories, you need some juice for cheap. They have quite a bit of information there. Another thing I wanted to mention too, the ECF community, electronic cigarette forums, the New Mexico Vapors community. There's quite a bit of people on there. Just wanted to give a shout out to them as well. I'm going to have the links for the shout outs below, plus the NMVapor, plus the articles that I mentioned today with all the DIY stuff. Please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to, but definitely get on NMVapor.com. If, of course, you're a New Mexico Vapor, or if you're a dealer, we would love your support. Thanks once again for joining me, and have a wonderful day.